account and you want to trade? Any of you? Or is everybody just got cash? Okay. So, if you want to trade with a smaller account, I mean, you could get away with maybe $2,500 to $3,000, but, you know, um, I'm not going to say whose name it was, but he just said, I was approved for a live account today, even though I completed bankruptcy 2 years ago and pre-foreclosure, and my credit rating is in the toilet. So, apparently, they still let you in. That's good. Okay, Keith, let me say something to you. We can't pull links out of the question section in GoToWebinar. So you're trying to send us a snapshot that we can't see. Sorry, everybody, but he's not getting it. All right. Will the webinar be available at a later date and time? Yes. Okay. What broker approved him? I would imagine that's Ninja Trader Brokerage. Yeah, next time just bump him out. All right. Yes, he is. Okay. Is $4,000 enough to trade in Q? Yeah, with what we're doing. So, but some of you don't have that much, and you want to trade a smaller account. So we have the minis, but there's also micros. There's also Nadex touch brackets. Now, I'm going to talk about spreads and binaries in upcoming webinars. Tonight, I'm going to talk about minis and touch brackets. Okay? Now, or micros, I'm sorry, and touch brackets. And I know this is a pretty big webinar. So, let's go over here to apexinvesting.net/sniper. And when the page decides to load, I want you to be aware in the foundation section, if you're not sure, you don't know, or you want to be more familiar with it, I've made a complete micro training and a complete touch bracket and touch bracket specs training. Okay? So these would be good videos for you to watch. And if you're trading minis, then I also have a futures training for you. Okay? So if you're trading micros, got that for you. And you might want to trade if you're trading micros, you probably want to watch the futures one also. It's just the micros are smaller. And then there's the touch brackets training. So make sure you go back and you watch that to get the in-depth details. Okay? But you can open an account to trade micros with as little as $400. I think you only need, $400 or $500 for a Nadex account. I don't know what the amount is now. Maybe it's $250. I have no idea. But anyways, at least $400 inside the account. So that would be a small account. Is it still $100 for Nadex? I thought they raised it. Yeah, it's like $250 for Nadex now. So, and the margin on a micro is going to be $50. That means the amount of money you have to put up plus any floating profit and loss. The margin on a mini is going to be $500. Okay? So, now let's talk about the differences between them. The micros are similar to the minis, and they're not the same. Sometimes they can be off by 1 to 4 ticks. Okay? And 1 tick obviously can make a big difference on a reversal and things like that. The NASDAQ 100 ticks in $5 a tick in quarters. It's $20 a point. Okay? You're going to pay anywhere from $1.89 to $2.50 a side, depending upon what license you have. The micro NASDAQ ticks at 50 cents for $2 a point. And it's about 41 to 61 cents per side. Okay? So it'd be a little more expensive if you consider that 10 times that amount would be like $4.10 to $6.10 per side. So you are paying a little more in commissions, but it's only like 40 cents. It's only like a tick. If you equalize the Nadex spreads, it's about $2 to $3. So it's, spreads could be a little cheaper. Touch brackets equalized would be about 82 to $1.22 a side if you're equalizing everything out because they tick in dollars. So that's just the commission structure, which I wouldn't get too overly concerned with. By the way, you can trade 1, 2, 3, 4 of these at a time. Okay? You don't have to go in and just trade one. If you want to make it a $1 tick, do 2 contracts. Okay? The spread's ticking $1 a tick. I'm not going to get into those in a lot of detail, but they tick in dimes instead of quarters. And the touch bracket's ticking $1 a tick, but they tick in quarters like MNQ and NQ. Okay? And one thing that I've been studying, specifically for this webinar, is that you can actually trade directly off of, if you want to, the micro NASDAQ chart. Just looking at trades right here, right now, on this screenshot. Okay, we got an X box with the trapped order with the paw print on it, down 10 ticks, profitable. We got a X box, trapped order, down 10 ticks. X box, trapped order, down 10 ticks. And they just keep going. Now, I'm not as confident on all the other setups, like the setups like, 3, 4, and 5. But there's a triple dipper right there. You reverse it. That's setup 1. And there's your 10 ticks. Okay? We can look back on the day. Let's see here if we can find another one. Xbox going in a downtrend. There's a reversal bar with a trapped order. Down 10 ticks. So if you want to, you can actually hop on here. Man, there's another Xbox trapped order reversal bar. Down 10 ticks. There's another profitable trade. You could trade right off the micro NASDAQ chart using order prints. So a $400 account actually will give you a live trading account. It's not just a sim account. Now, they will only give you a free platform, but that don't matter how much money you put in. You only get a free platform. So, micro trading, Ninja Trader. Get started. Even if futures have arrived. Fund with only $400 for live trading. Not sim, live. Right there on the website. And then, yeah, if you're going to want to use Chart Trader, if you're going to use DOM, if you're going to use ATMs, you're going to need to get a license. No matter what you're trading. See, that was a really long reply. Hold on. Yes. Okay. Great question came up about Canada. And John, can you post the link and reply to that question? There is I'm trying to remember the name of the broker. If you're in Canada, there is a broker that is compatible with Ninja Trader. If you're outside of like the US and Canada, and you can't open with Ninja, Interactive Brokers is compatible. But in Canada, it's like GCC or something like that. Anyways, John will find it. He will reply to all. And I'm talking about futures. So, let's see here. If you fund your account with the $400, does that include data fees or is that an additional fee? It's $7 for NASDAQ. It's $21 for the entire CME a month. I have a day job. Is it okay to trade NQ in the evenings? Yes. You can trade it right now. Is there enough volume for the strategies to work well? Yes. There is. There's plenty. The limit orders aren't the volume. The limit orders are just the number of limit orders people have showing. So, good questions. What is the bid-ask spread on Nadex touch brackets? Let's see here. Okay, let's go to Nadex. Let's go to the scanner because I'm not a big fan of the Nadex platform at all. That's why I made my own. And it's free. I give it away. I've spent literally hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars on it. But I've also made lots of money using it. A lot more than I spent on it. And we'll see what the bid offer spreads are like. Then it's touch brackets, bid offer spreads. We're looking at 82.94.50. And this is a night by 82.95.25. So we're looking at 3 to 4 ticks on a touch bracket. Let's compare that to a micro. We're looking at 1 tick. A mini. We're looking at 1 tick. So that is a good thought to bring up. It's actually a really important point, which is if you're trying to scalp with the touch brackets, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to be down 3 or 4 ticks as soon as you get in. And then it's not going to move quite as fast. Okay? So it might be easier if you're wanting to do the scalping strategy is to actually fund a $400 micro account at NinjaTrader. Because you're gonna. Here's what I do. Like, what you want to know what I do on the signals every day? And we haven't had a losing day this month. Okay, and I do Nadex signals, and I do a lot of touch brackets on the Nadex signals. Is I go in and I look at the setups, and I have more than just the sniper setups, but I look at a setup that I have. Sorry, I'm trying to find the chart. And I'll go in and I'll basically target for 5 points. So if I'm going to trade it, I'm going to trade it targeting for 5 points. And so let's say we're going to hop in a trade over here. And let me log into my demo. I'll choose demo. Got to deselect this so I don't send a signal out to everybody. All right. So and I'll change this to 1. Okay. And let's say I thought the market was going to go up. So I'll buy the lowest risk contract. Whoa. Oh, I didn't like that. Hold on. Probably because I haven't logged into that account in forever. So it's like freaking out. Hold on. So when you see that weird thing come up, usually if you just go over here and just place an order. God, I hate this platform. Go away. There you go. Okay. That should solve. There we go. Okay. So notice when I had that error, I just went over into their platform and I placed 1 order to get in and get out, and then now everything's connected. And now I'll close their platform down. Notice, okay, so let me close this down and start over. Okay, so I hop in and I'm like, hey, I think the market's going up. Okay, I'm going to be down $3. That's 3 full ticks, okay? So that's the bid offer spread that I'm down on that trade. And then what I'll do is I'll say, okay, I want to take profit like 5 points higher. So I'll add 5 points, 82.94.5. So I'll go to 82.99.5. Okay, and then I may set a stop, you know, say 5 points lower at 82.90. Or if I want to, what's even easier than all of that is I can click on this little stopwatch icon and I can do an OCO order. And I can say take profit 5 ticks higher, 82.99.5, get out if it goes 5 points lower, which is 82.89.5. And that'll monitor both sides, stop and take profit for me. Okay? My main point here is I have to let it go a little further, because if I just try to go for 10 ticks, I'm going to be down $3. on my bid offer spread. I'm going to be down $2 on my fees. I'm only going to make $5, and it's probably going to have to move a little more than 10 ticks for me to even make 10 ticks because it's following an indicative index. Okay? Doesn't mean I don't like it. Doesn't mean I don't trade it. I trade it plenty. I make hundreds. I probably place over 100 trades a day on Nadex. So, I'm not anti-Nadex at all. But I am going to tell you right now, there is a little bit more complexity to it. Okay? But the great thing is you have defined risk. Okay? And I make plenty of great trades on it. And here, I'll give you all a couple links because I'm always trying to work with them to get them to get more. Like I'm trying to get them to actually change their Nasdaq spreads to be in quarters instead of dimes and to be wider, so that way there's not a bunch of premium in them. Because the spreads, by the way, are my favorite contract on the planet. Okay, so if you want to fund a live account, then use. I think I gotta use the chat feature. I'm gonna be replying to somebody. Where is the chat feature? There it is. So if you want to fund a live account, it's $250. There's the link. We'll put that on the page as well for you. Okay? For anybody who's watching this afterwards, we'll put it on the sniper page along with this webinar and with the Nadex things. If you want to fund a demo account, and by the way, I don't get paid because you fund an account. I don't make commissions. I'm not even licensed to make commissions on anything. So, but if you'll say that you were referred by Apex, then, we do webinars for them. And also we have a little bit of, I work with them a lot because they get a data feed. So I had to pay, but I got a data feed. And so this gives us more influence. And I've actually have changed over half their contracts and how they're written by showing them specs of a better way to do it. Okay? So anyways, there's the two links I just dropped in there for you if you want to fund a live account or if you want to open a demo account, then they'll put 25 grand in your demo account for free. Okay? Let's see here. Let's get back on topic, but is that helping a little bit as far as how to place a trade? By the way, I place the trade. If I'm placing on Nadex, I use instant to get in. Because if you try to use the first trigger's OCO, by the time you get the entire ticket filled out, the market will already have moved. So I use my instant to get in, and then I use my OCO to get out. If you don't know how to use those, we have a whole section under tutorials that will teach you how to use the advanced orders. So set up, install, binaries, but you scroll down here, how to use OCO orders, first triggers orders, trailing stop orders, things like that. Okay? Limit orders, instant orders, everything. Yeah, there's over 8 million in my demo. Yeah, after a certain point, it just became pointless. I keep trying to withdraw it, and they won't let me take it out. And by the way, they will never bump your account greater than 25,000. So I actually did get that up to over $8 million. Right. So basically, you're not going to be able to. You can scalp 10 ticks, but it's going to have to move more than 10 ticks to get 10 ticks. Is the answer. It's going to have to move more like at least 20 ticks to get 10 ticks. Okay? It's $400 to open a mini account at NinjaTrader. You need to go to ninjatrader.com or ninjatradebrokerage.com and click open account. And then again, reminder, you're going to want to get a quarterly license. Okay? And then let the money that you make pay for buying a like I have a lifetime license, multi-broker, all that. But I didn't have it to begin with. So this sort of shows you, micros versus minis. There's micros, or there's minis, there's micros, there's Nadex. And, that shows you the bid offers, but we pretty much went through all that already. Nasdaq's going to be $500 intraday, $7,600 through the close. Micros are going to be $50, $760 if you hold it past the close at 4:10 p.m. Spreads and touch brackets, risk doesn't change if you hold them past the close. So that's a nice thing, is your not risk, but margin doesn't change. Margin and risk doesn't change. So, the touch brackets, contracted trades with a set price range. It's set between two price levels. The low level is called the floor. The upper level is called the ceiling. Between the floor and the ceiling, you have the value of the contract. It basically moves with the indicative index, which is it averages like the last 25 prices Takes out the top 5 and bottom 5, takes the middle 15 in that range, and it averages it, and that's what the indicative is, and it'll hover around that price. If it expires for the difference between where you bought and you sold, or if it actually hits the upper bracket or lower bracket, then you'll either get full payout or full loss, but you won't risk any more than what you put up. They last for a week. They start at the beginning of the week. On the indices, they start at 3 o'clock, okay, a.m. in the morning on Monday, and then they go to Friday at like 4:15. And I just got word that oil and gold are coming, so they're going to be adding oil and gold touch brackets soon. I've got that news yesterday. In the event of a, by the way, there is no ETA. Don't bug them about it. I'm just letting you know. In the event of a floor or ceiling of a bracket, if that's touched or expired, a new bracket will be listed. Okay? So basically, there's always a touch bracket to trade. The U.S. Tech touch brackets are based on the NASDAQ 100 futures. That's why you need to be looking at a NASDAQ chart. Fully collateralized, $600 total contract value. $600 times total contract value. Total value. Yeah, $600 is the total contract value, but like if it's can make 400, and then it would be risk of 200. If it can make 450, the risk would be 150, etc. 1 point on a NASDAQ contract is 20. It takes 5 Nadex contracts to equal 1 NASDAQ future. 5 Nadex touch brackets to equal 1 NASDAQ future. And then you got the floor, the ceiling. Let's see, bracket floor. That's doesn't really matter. Some comparisons. The bid offers on the touch brackets can get pretty wide if the markets are moving fast. I've seen them get as wide as 10. I've even seen them get as wide as 20, but apparently that's not supposed to happen that often. Liquidity, they're great about liquidity. They keep their liquidity full. I've seen things go nuts and their liquidity on the touch bracket stays high. And like they refill really quick. So I've actually been really impressed. In fast markets, when I literally saw all liquidity disappear from the futures markets, I still saw the liquidity in the touch brackets. So that was a cool book. I was impressed by that. You are going to need to go for a little more on touch brackets, maybe 15, maybe $20, for what you'd normally be going just for, like, say, a 10 tick scalp. The Asian session, if you're trading like 6 to 3, you probably want to trade like the micros just for the fact that the market doesn't move as far. And so it's going to be harder to get like 5 points and get $20 out of the touch brackets. So just a tip for you. Euro session either, US session either. You can do chart trading if you're trading the micros. They have the capped risk that you don't have that on the micros. I mean, besides your account size and whatever, but I mean, they're 50 cents a tick. But you do have completely capped risk when you trade the touch brackets. If you just trade the micros, you only have to use one platform. If you use trading Nadex, you're going to have to use a charting platform like Ninja, plus either their platform or our scanner, which is free. If you want to do hedging, like I teach in the Ultimate Hedge Strategy, I teach that in the, what is the name of that course that we have? Integrations. All right, so margin fluctuates, etc. on other accounts.